Pa, 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 pa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they all came down. This is Wednesday. It's 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles. Wednesday, November 6th, the day after Election Day. Merry Christmas. Trump wins decisively. He dominated. He whooped that. I don't know if you're supposed to say, is trick a bad word? I think it is. Don't say that word, kids. He won decisively. Say that word, kids. Trump won. He is the man. And now there's work to do. Our greatest president, Trump. Don't be resting on your laurels, people. Stay smart. Don't get cocky. But the people saw through the... Cover your ears, kids. The people saw through the crap. They knew that it was a bunch of phoniness. All these lame, ridiculous attacks on our greatest president. Petty people like... judgmental people like Joe from Phoenix. Shout out. Blindly judging our greatest president. But the people had some sense. And that is a nice thing to see every now and then. It's nice when the people do the right thing. And that's occasionally what happens. Sometimes Israel, in the olden days, would do the right thing. Not always. Not even most of the time. But occasionally they would do the right thing. And that seems to be what America tends to do sometimes. By the way, we're looking at the beautiful San Gabriel Mountains, I guess, over here on the Hake Report. We're getting ready to have a fun show. The lines are full. I will get to your calls. So let's get started pretty quickly here. I'm live on Rumble and elsewhere. What's up, Jules Verne? What is up, you people over in the... you people? What do you mean, you people? You people over in the Facebook crew, YouTube, of course, Rumble, like I mentioned, D Live, the faithful. Thank you for joining. I will read your super chats. I believe some have come in already. Oh yeah, Greggatron came in very faithfully, as usual, coming through. That's cool. So I think I'm about ready, right? So anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the show.
Have you been naughty or nice?
It's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La, la, la. It's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La, la, la.
Hey, guys! So, how you guys doing? I am fine. If you want have an amazing Christmas tea with the Christmas monkeys. You see these white Christmas monkeys? You can get yours. I think that they are up on maybe the Spreadshirt, the Fallen State. The Fallen State, I believe, has it. Spreadshirt has it, probably, perhaps. I don't know if it's on Printify yet. But anyway, go to rebuildingtheman.com/stores and get them early. Get them early. It's not a Hake tea. It's a JLP-related tea. Oh, my bad. Hang on. It's a JLP-related tea shirt. And let's go out into nature. Let me just show you, just to prove it. Rebuildingtheman.com/ where is that taking me? Is it stores? Oh, yeah. So maybe on the Spreadshirt, probably my guess. Agree? Yes. Scroll. I'm sure that they're on the Fallen State Teespring because we uploaded them there. They may have been taken down, but anyway, we will get them back up probably, my guess. Otherwise, you got to get them. You snooze, you lose, you know. You snooze, you lose. You got to get them while they're hot. Okay, so what does this one say? Have an amazing Christmas, and it says Christmas monkeys, and that's in white, and it's tri-blend, or gray, a nice heathered gray. There is the sweatshirt, actually, and there's another version, Merry Amazing Christmas. Doesn't have the monkeys, and that also is on tri-blend. Tri-blend is a nice feel. It's a little bit warmer, you know, for the winter. It isn't 100% cotton, but it's a nice blend. So just don't sweat too much. Or if you do sweat, let it be clean and not the kind that makes you smell. Because polyester stinks quick. So, yeah, get yours. Let me get to a call or two, guys, shall we? Jonathan in Florida is on the line here. Jonathan, thank you for calling and holding, man. You're live on the Hake Report.
Hey, how's it going, Hake?
It's going well. Thank you.
Yeah, what a time to be alive today, huh? Woke up and definitely proud to be an American today.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep. The right man for the job won.
Exactly. I see all the posts on my Facebook from all my leftist, liberal people I have on there, and it's just hilarious to me that they spew all this hate themselves, but they talk about Trump being the wrong person for the job. I find that hilarious.
Yeah. And they accuse the world of being racist and sexist. I was chuckling a little bit because I was on Reddit last night looking at what the Reddit people were saying, and they were just saying, "What the heck, America? Oh, the people are just brainwashed," not realizing that they're the ones who are brainwashed. I mean, I get that everybody really is brainwashed into anger and backbiting and pride and getting caught up in emotions. That everybody is brainwashed on that level, but they don't see themselves. They truly don't see themselves and how nasty and evil they are.
That is definitely true. They're definitely the ones that are very nasty. And it was funny. My mom and my sister in Chicago, they both voted for Kamala.
Wow.
And my sister messaged me and she's like, I hope you go out and vote today for Big Mama Kamala. And I'm like, definitely not doing that. So yeah, I'm very glad that we came up top.
Oops. Yeah, I accidentally showed a cuss word. Sorry, kids. Hey, America, what the heck? They didn't say what the heck. They said what the blank. And I wrote to them. Oh, sorry, sorry, kids again. I wrote, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's talk about some Alabama nice Mercedes or something that had a Harris Waltz sticker and it got vandalized. I saw it on Reddit. Maybe this one will be a little bit cleaner. And it looks terrible. It looks ugly. And it says Trump. This doesn't look like the work of Trump supporters. It might be. There might have been a dirty Trump supporter who vandalized this Harris Waltz car, but I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't really see that happening.
Yeah.
That's self-sabotage.
Right. True. So, yeah, there's a lot of nastiness. And Trump is for love and healing and forgiveness. He even said forgive Biden when Biden called us garbage. Or, yeah, he called Trump supporters garbage because he knows not what he says.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you taking my call. I have to get back to work, unfortunately, but it was great talking to you.
Right on, man. I appreciate it. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Bye. The working men and ladies have a little bit more sense sometimes, don't they? The ones who actually work. Including some of the union guys. I heard a union guy on American Anchor Baby yesterday. What's up, Mr. Mad? The Madman. He's a union guy. It's not like some of these people have a choice. They have no choice but to be part of unions. And the unions give them perks, whether they're deserved or not. Spoil them and stuff. But they get better pay, supposedly. artificially. Kind of drives up inflation, I think, in part. But a lot of the people, they actually do work, and they can see through the phoniness. That's the difference. Seeing through the phony politicians is not hard to do when you're against that politician, especially. We saw through phony Obama, but the Obama supporters saw through phony Romney and phony McCain because they're phony politicians. But when a real one comes along, like Trump, you see through the phoniness of everybody else. Some of you. Some of you don't. And we don't judge you for it. Or if we do, then we're wrong. We're phony. Let me keep it moving on the calls here. There is one line open. Over in California, Mr. Pink on the line here. Thank you for calling and holding, Mr. Pink. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, little extra emphasis on your show today, huh?
Yeah, indeed. I have energy. Is it an evil energy? Well, let's just calm ourselves down.
Well, let's not overreact and get into our thoughts and feelings.
Indeed.
All right, but at the same time, I'm going to give us a little yes.
Indeed, man. It's refreshing. It's refreshing.
Man, it's not just refreshing, but decisive.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
We like winners.
Not only we got the House and Senate.
Yep.
And then electoral college landslide, modern day landslide in Wray.
Yeah.
And no excuses, popular vote as well.
Yeah. Right
now,
on.
That's kind
President
of unprecedented.
Trump. Yeah.
Unprecedented, that hasn't been done by a Republican in quite some time.
He's a real winner. Trump is.
I mean, truly.
Yeah.
And, he had a little help from their side because they picked the exact wrong person to run against him.
I know.
I was thinking about this last night. Isn't it funny that he has defeated a woman for president twice now?
That's awesome. Right on. And he's the only man who could have done it, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, I hate to say it because it's a shame on us, but yeah.
After he beat Rosie O'Donnell, he beat Hillary, and he beat Kamala.
Yep.
Oh man, it's just good to have this weight off our shoulders, I would say.
I agree.
Because we've had our gripes and stuff to go over and over for the past 4 years, and maybe we'll just be able to see some progress in the right direction.
That's right.
And I'm optimistic about this time too, because he's been there before, and it's like he said on the Rogan podcast, your competitor.
Uh-huh.
He said that his biggest mistake was not really knowing how to navigate people in there, and that probably the appointees will be a lot more like see eye to eye with him this time. Yeah,
he's not as green this time.
Yep.
He's
and
nobody's
did say
fool.
This one thing. He did say this one thing last night. It's like you were talking about with the last caller, that success brings unity.
Right.
That was a big part of his speech last night, and that was
true.
Key. He wasn't out there being, his usual pointing fingers and his usual talking about, how the other side's this and that, and we beat the other side. He was talking about bringing the country together, and that was cool.
That's right. It is so true what he said, too. I don't know if that's just because of evil human nature, because we should be united really in good times and bad, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer, like a marriage. But the reality is marriages break up with financial troubles because the loyalty to one another is very thin and shallow. And same thing with America. He's a man of goodwill, and he's a man of competence. And he's a man who wants, he understands people. He said I remember in a 2016 rally, Black Lives Matter kept on disrupting his rallies. And he's like, what do we all really want? a good job, be able to take care of ourselves and our families. I think I could reason with some of these people. But some people you can't talk to. Some people you can't reason with. So he knows people. That's just a simple wisdom thing. And when there's that hard times, there's blame going around. There's evil people exploiting those hard times to push blame around. And that's when the communists can stir up that discontent. Because they're the hateful... I mean, their whole party is defined by hatred and discontent and anger.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she made a, fatal mistake of making her whole campaign basically about him.
Right.
It was not about her plans or her ideas whatsoever. I mean, it was over and over again, every interview. Not only did she not answer questions or give non-answers all the time, most of the time the answer was, well, he's going to do this and this, so the choice is between us or what he's going to do.
Yeah. Terrible.
I mean, that was just over and over. And, well, it was just funny to watch last night. After it was pretty much decided,
yeah,
it was like I was watching some of like the mainstream news kind of analysis, and it wasn't, he won because he had better ideas or this is why Trump won. No. They were like looking for every excuse in the book of why Kamala didn't do well.
So true, man.
Over and over and over, especially on ABC. They were like,
"Your phone's going crazy, man.
Days.
Your phone's going crazy." Yeah, there's all kinds of background noise and mess.
I'm outside. I'm sorry.
He's in the. It sounds like you're in the BART or something.
No, it's just a busy street.
Okay. But yeah, they don't really see. They don't want to give credit where credit is due. Because they're blind deceivers, blind leaders of the blind. So true, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll just hit a few high points so that, I can let you go. You got busy calls and everything. Pretty significant. The black turnout for Trump was probably about 20%, which is huge. It turns out he got like 45% Latino votes, man.
Okay. Not too shabby.
That is crazy. Like, that is way more than like the high mark that like Bush got.
Recognized real. There's some real people who just haven't had the opportunity to see realness out of the Republicans. So that's why Trump is getting those people, I think. Some of them are like for bribery or whatever, but I think most of it is they see that he's a real guy and that he's competent, and they see the mess that the Democrats are bringing. No solutions. I think that's what I think it is.
Yeah, and I know we deserve it in a way, but at the same time, let us not be too into our gloating and our
that's right.
In your face. I know it's going to be hilarious whenever we hear Fred and Joe call in and give us their cries and their excuses. But
I think those guys are happy themselves. They're happy and hopeful.
They just won't admit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, y'all have a blessed day, and just tell everybody in the bond office, let's get the YMCA dance going all day long.
All right, Mr. Pink. Thank you, man.
All right. Appreciate you, Hake.
Keep
up the fight.
All right. A Christian man up in the Bay Area, or, NorCal, somewhere around there. There's sensible people in California. It's true. Mark in Los Angeles, California is on the line here. Mark, thank you for calling, and congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you. And I just want to say last night was a miracle for the white race.
Yeah.
It truly was. It was a miracle. And all of Satan's children are crying today. I'm speaking of the people who voted for Harris. I wanted to say that I would put, now that Trump's been elected and we have the Congress, the Senate, and the Supreme Court.
Do we have the House as well?
Well, that's what I've been hearing. I just heard Mr. Pink tell you that. I assume that's true. I know that they took the Senate.
Okay.
And the Congress is close. I think I'm feeling pretty good that he's going to take it. I thought that he had taken it. But,
we have 200. We have 200. They have 181. But there are, there are, I guess, races still to be won. We need 218 to get a majority in the House. Out of I think the House is 435 so-called representatives, and so we need 218 to get just above 50%, and we may get that. We may get that.
I think so. But as far as what I would like to see Trump do first, after he secures the border and allows fracking, so we could have energy independence, I hope he does this. If not on day one, day two, to free the J6ers. He's got to get those poor people out of jail, man.
Yeah.
They're like political prisoners, and he promised he was going to, get them out of jail. He's going to pardon them. That would be a great symbol. And after he pardons the J6ers, and I know it's probably not going to happen, but I would pray and hope that he would pardon Derek Chauvin.
I would love that.
Man he is a political prisoner. I won't go into the details, but the jury didn't even want to convict. They were intimidated by the black mob.
Wow.
And that's why Derek Chauvin's in jail. I hope that
it goes by other means. I hope it goes to like a real appeal, and I don't know if that's even possible. But I would prefer a real appeal and just show him innocent and show that the evidence was not legitimate. The so-called evidence.
Sure, I agree.
Yeah.
But the Supreme Court refused to hear his case.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be Trump that gets him out of that political prisoner.
I honestly, like you, I don't have high hopes for Trump doing that. I just don't think that Trump knows much or cares. I don't think he cares about it.
But I think he will get the J6ers out. Because they went to jail because of their love for the man.
Right.
And he knows it. And I've heard him say that he was going to do it. And another first priority that I hope Trump considers is firing Christopher Wray, the dirty cop that heads the FBI.
He should have done that his first term, honestly, they say.
Well, remember, he fired Comey.
Right.
And then our fat friend Christie recommended Christopher Wray.
And Christie is disloyal. Chris Christie was talking against Trump so much. What a shame. What an embarrassment he has been.
Well, he has been, and don't forget, he's the one that recommended this tyrant.
I didn't know
Wray.
that. I don't know if I knew that or I forgot that.
Yeah, he was on Christie's recommendation. Christie's a fat slob. And Christopher Wray actually belongs in jail. He shouldn't just be fired. He belongs in jail, man. He was one of the dirty cops that rummaged through Trump's Mar-a-Lago home.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I saw.
I mean, the FBI, I've learned, are just a bunch of liberals by and large. And shout out to the FBI. I like the feds. I talk to feds as much as I can.
well, J.B. Stoner used to call them the Federal Bureau of Integration.
Yeah.
To me, they've never been any good.
Right. I think you're right.
From the beginning in the 1920s, on their platform, it was to go after the white man.
Wow.
In those days, it was the Klan.
Yeah.
And J. Edgar Hoover was just an evil man. He did go after Martin Luther King. But the only reason you'll see that in the book I sent you.
Okay.
But the only reason he did it was because RFK was being hounded by conservatives to prove King was a commie.
Mm.
So what RFK did was he had J. Edgar Hoover investigate. The problem with all that, we never got the results of the investigation. So I don't mean to go off on a tangent with that. I just want to say that would be one of my priorities would be to fire Chris Wray, get rid of the deep state, jail as many of his criminal opponents as he can legally. And then my question to you today, what is going to happen to these fake, phony lawfare cases? Are they just going to go away? He's supposed to be sentenced.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably has his sentencing hearing. I don't anticipate many of them going away. Some of them might because, some of these were prosecuted by like black women,
Fannie Willis.
people who normal liberal activist prosecutors didn't even have the gall to go after Trump with some of these cases, but these shameless blacks and liberals and women, I mean, black women, they did.
Right.
They had the shamelessness to go after Trump. And they just shamelessly, politically motivated, by the way, obviously. I'm accusing them of being politically motivated. What evidence do I have? I don't have any evidence. If you look at them, you look at how they are, you look at how blacks are, you look at how liberals are, they're not fair-minded people. And everybody hates Trump, and everybody's cheering on going after Trump. Everybody, as in like the dumb liberals. So
Well,
that's.
he's supposed. Yeah, he's
I
supposed to
don't know what's going to happen.
I don't think any judge, even a commie like the ones in New York, are going to sentence a president-elect to jail. I just can't see that. If that happens, wouldn't Vance take over as president and pardon him?
Yeah, I don't
all
know.
These cases are going to be reversed on appeal anyway.
Hopefully.
They're all ridiculous.
They are.
There's nothing to any of them. And they've just about all either been, with that ruling from the Supreme Court that gives Trump presidential powers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how any of them are going to stick.
That's not even giving him presidential powers. It's just acknowledging that he has the right to act like a president and advocate and fight for himself a little bit as president. And I don't know. It's like you have all this fear of being prosecuted, and cops too have all this fear of being prosecuted. And Trump is just trying to look out for America, obviously.
Well, it's the same in a way.
And same thing with cops.
Yeah, well, there's a parallel. Trump has presidential immunity, and the police have qualified immunity.
Right.
Now, the communists and the white haters, they want to take away the police having qualified immunity, so nobody's going to want the job,
right? And
crime will run rampant.
Yep.
But Trump has already promised qualified immunity for the police will never go away under his watch. And also, I really, really hope that Trump forms a civilian force so that we, the people, can help in getting rid of these criminals who have broke into our country and our potential Democrat voters.
Yeah.
We need to get this vermin out of our country. And if it's going to take civilians, to help in the cause, you can count me in, man. And I think a lot of people feel the way I do.
Well, for the sake of my channel, I don't want to dehumanize the vermin. Shout out to the vermin. I know what you're saying, but for the sake of my channel, I'll call them illegals or whatever.
Well, yeah.
But
voodoo worshipers.
Yeah. They're a mess.
They are, but I think if Trump does do what he says, and I believe he will, and we have mass deportations, that will discourage more of the invaders. I can call them invaders.
Yeah.
That, from coming in.
It's unfortunate that you have to like babysit how people talk, because
I hate to.
But
you know what?
But it's also something that can sharpen you too, though, Mark, because you want to watch yourself anyway and be able to tame your tongue and not speak out of vitriol and hatred.
Sure, I know. It's just that, I don't know. Like yesterday when I called and I referenced where I got the Bible quote from, you corrected me on that. But the reason I do that is because I don't want you to think I'm just throwing stuff out without any backing.
I don't tend to think that. I never think that. Other people might accuse you of that, but that's not something that I ever think. Everything that I hear you say, I figure that you got it from some place that you believe is a reputable, reliable source.
Sure. Sure, but there's going to be people that are going to say, "Oh, he's just making that up."
But those people are going to believe that anyway, and they're going to dismiss your sources. You heard Ronnie from Ohio when I brought him a fact that I heard, a supposed fact that I heard from Bill O'Reilly. He just went on this ridiculous rant against Bill O'Reilly that wasn't even based in reality. So these people, and Ronnie's one of the sensible ones, relatively speaking, compared to others. So you don't have to worry about what they're going to believe. They're going to believe Satan anyway.
I know. I just try to get the facts out, and I'll try not to reference my sources because I know that it could, somehow make trouble. But, like I've said before, everything I say is true. I never lie about anything. If I do misstate something, it's because it was, I got the information wrong.
Right.
And that happened.
Yep.
But I try to be as honest and straightforward with you as I can.
I know.
And like I say, my prayers were answered with Trump winning and the Senate and hopefully the Congress going with him. We'll get our judges approved. We'll close the border. We'll have energy independence. All the things that Satan's children hate, we are going to see. We are going to see change. So it was a really good night, and I did everything I could for the man, for Trump. And I don't 100% agree with him, but I love him because I know that he's going to try to do what's best for this country.
Fair enough, man.
I just, God answered my prayers. Thank you, Hake.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Joe from Phoenix, Arizona, on the line here. Joe, how are you doing, man?
Good morning, James. Beautiful, cool morning here in Phoenix.
Congratulations to you. Did your state vote sensibly? It's a beautiful morning here, too.
I turned it off last night after I saw that he was winning in Georgia. I knew it was over then.
Okay. When was that? Was that about Arizona? You're in Mountain Standard Time, right, in Arizona? So was that about 10 or before 10?
We're weird here. Half a year we're on Pacific, half a year we're on Mountain.
Right.
So, yeah, no, listen, the people have spoken. It's going to be Trump for 4 years.
Nice.
That's all there is to it. The only thing I'm interested in is from a purely, being a legal nerd, from a purely legal perspective, it's going to be easy for him. No judges needed. He'll be able to order the DOJ to drop the 2 Jack Smith cases. So those 2 are gone.
Nice.
It will be interesting to see how he gets rid of the Georgia case, because that is a state case. You can't just order that one, but there's lots of ways that he can apply pressure to get rid of that one also.
Is that the Fani Willis one?
It is.
And that one is election interference or something like that? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's the one where they already have plea deals with multiple lawyers that worked with Trump, and they have the machines that they tried to seize and all that. So
bullies.
That's the one that I was for sure was going to do Trump in if he didn't win, but he won. So there you go.
Now, you don't think highly of Fani Willis, but you seem to think highly of the case that they have against him.
Yeah, I think they had him dead to rights in Georgia, but that's all gone now.
Okay. And that is all gone because of Fani Willis, or it's gone because Trump has won?
It's delayed because of Fani Willis. It's gone for good because Trump won.
Okay.
It should be interesting to see what happens in the New York case with the sentencing, how he's going to get rid of that. So, from a legal perspective,
that's the sentencing for supposedly overestimating the value of Mar-a-Lago. Right?
Falsification? No. Falsification of many business records.
Does it include that? Oh, but it includes the Mar-a-Lago one. That was one example of many supposed falsifications, as if New York cares about that stuff. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they prosecuted many people about that. Get down. Good grief.
He's shouting at his goats. Now, Joe,
right now.
is it true that on the New York case of the falsification of business records, I say it mockingly, is it true that the former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, said that he wouldn't have prosecuted that case? And is it true that a prior prosecutor, prior to this fat black one, is it Alvin Bragg, did not prosecute it? He decided not to prosecute it. Is that true? Is that all true? Cuomo said he wouldn't have done it, and another prosecutor didn't do it until this newcomer came in?
I had not heard about the Cuomo quote. I'll have to look that up. The first DA was going to bring the case, and then he backed off of it, correct?
Okay. Was that Cyrus Vance or something like that? Cy Vance?
Cy Vance, yeah.
The white man. So the white man...
he was black also, I believe.
What's that?
I believe he was black as well.
Cy Vance? No, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure he's white. Look into it, and we'll correct the record later.
Sure.
Yeah. So isn't that interesting? It took a shameless, fat black man. Shout out to the fats and the blacks. Alvin Bragg.
And it's not the DA, it's the grand jury. Sit down.
Right, but he brought the case to the grand jury, and then the grand jury, bunch of liberals, but probably in New York, Manhattan, right? Already don't really have a good judgment because they elect liberals to be their mayors.
I'm sorry, Jim. Can you give me 10 seconds? I got a mayor in season here, and it's causing all kinds of problems.
Okay. Joe from Arizona is on the ranch. Isn't that interesting?
Get out. Get out.
Get out. The snake
Okay.
The snake is having to corral his animals. So anyway, yeah, I mean,
thank goodness they're all fixed, but it's causing a problem.
Nice. Oh, it's not springtime, it's fall. Anyway, yeah, it's going into winter. Well, I don't really, those cases, they don't matter to me because they're like felonies, so-called, but they're felonies with an asterisk. They're not like, oh, he stole, oh, he robbed, oh, he assaulted somebody, oh, he threatened somebody. Nothing real.
Actually, the Mar-a-Lago case is quite literally stealing documents he wasn't entitled to.
Oh, classified documents?
Yep.
Oh, that's not real stealing. Come on. That sounds like selective enforcement to me. It sounds like they wanted a reason to go after him, and they dug and dug and dug and found some reason to go after him. They didn't go after Hillary for her stuff that she took, that she had or whatever. They didn't go after Obama and Biden for the stuff that they had. Trump may have taken a little more or a little less. I don't know. Don't really care because nobody actually cares. Trump is a friend of America. He's not going to give these classified documents. He's not going to compromise the classified documents. He's a better friend and protector of America than any other prior president or since.
Well, we disagree on all that, but it doesn't matter now that it all goes away because he won. And that's all that matters. Nice.
Well, I think that you're going to be pleased with the Trump presidency if you can come back to your senses or come to your senses.
I'm a fact-based guy, and we'll see what happens.
Nice.
And,
well, hopefully you come to be a truth-based guy rather than merely selective facts with your pet facts, because there's a lot of alternative facts that you miss, and also you miss the truth a lot of the time. But
Kellyanne Conway really sparked a sensation with that alternative facts nonsense.
Yeah, it's not nonsense, though, because alternative facts means there's facts that the media doesn't report because they're selective in the facts that they report.
No, like I said, from a purely legal perspective...
Do you understand my statement there?
Fascinating. No, I don't agree with it at all.
You don't agree
with facts?
Okay, so alternative facts are facts that are not reported in the mainstream media, but they are still facts. They're true facts.
No, what Kellyanne Conway was trying to do was gaslight the nation, just like your other co-host there.
I don't know what Kellyanne Conway... I like the term alternative facts. I don't know what Kellyanne Conway was saying or doing. I've never even heard it out of her mouth that I can recall. I don't remember the context, but the context that I'm describing is helping to enlighten reality.
Look, it doesn't... None of this matters, James.
Or enlighten the people to reality.
I was interested in watching. They're all going away now. So.
Nice. Well,
that's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure they're all going away.
Okay. We shall see.
We shall see, and it'll be really interesting now that Trump doesn't have Obama's economy to boost him up. So we'll see how far his tariffs go, and if he can deliver. We'll see.
All right, Joe. Nice to hear from you.
All right, James. Have a good day.
Bye. Joe and his animals. Obama's economy. Let me get to Meade out of Richmond, Virginia. Meade, are you there? Out of Richmond.
Hi there. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I hear you well.
Oh, good. This is my good phone.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my call. And I just want to say I hope I'm allowed to say about another caller. His name is Mark. I just want to say that I think I can tell he has an improvement in how he handles things, and I think he has a great enthusiasm, and I think he should run for office because he would make a great candidate, and I'd vote for him. So, if he's listening,
so he'd have to run at the national level for you in Richmond, Virginia, to
that's
vote
right,
for him out of California.
Yeah. But, imagine, though, I think we're pretty close in age. Imagine how things have changed in our lifetime. Imagine how it's changed for him.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the America that he grew up in and now what it's like now. I can see why he's upset.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, I just want to call in because I'm very happy that Trump won, but I am disappointed in Virginia. We were fighting the swamp, and I guess we didn't fight hard enough. And so I just wanted that to be a warning to other people that you can live in a very red state, and then once it goes blue, it seems to never quite come back.
Yeah.
And I know California was red a long time ago.
Yeah.
And now, of course, it's blue, blue, blue. But see, in Virginia, we have this problem of just like one or two counties determining the election where all the government workers are. And in Fairfax County, it's just awful. And our GOP is weak as water, and they don't try hard enough. And I'm just disappointed because someone saying that Virginia should be excommunicated from the South. That we should be, we're no longer in the South and that we're not even part of the Bible Belt. I would argue that, we are the Bible Belt. Someone said we weren't. That's not true. In fact, we have a lot of buckles in it because we got Pat Robertson and Jerry Falwell and all those people in the 700 Club. And we always were the most conservative evangelical, and now we are. It feels like what it feels like to live in a blue state. It feels like you live in a backwards state.
Yeah, totally.
And I guess, living in California, I guess you're familiar with that. But
oh, yeah.
It just feels weird, and I don't know why. It just feels like you're not part of normal America. And we have a lot of Trump supporters here, but we really do. But the fact that New Jersey lost to Trump by 4 points, but Virginia went for Kamala by 5. We're less conservative than New Jersey. That's pretty bad. So I just wondered. I feel very frustrated, but see, that's why it's sort of bittersweet. I'm so glad that Trump won, but I'm disappointed that I live in a backwards blue state.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you. Do you think there's any hope that a state like Virginia could ever be red again, or is it just going to keep getting bluer and bluer? And
I'm not a good predictor, I don't think, of the situation, because at one point I thought America was done. When Obama got elected, I was like, America is done. Because everybody I knew who was my age, plus or minus, was a sucker for Obama. And so so I didn't realize that Trump was as sensible as he is. I didn't realize that there are young people who are actually think like me. They don't fall for the dumb racism stuff or the LGBT or feminist mess. So I can't predict because I didn't realize that Trump was going to come on the scene, and it was 2015. And then Trump says something nice, true. The people the liberals overreact to it. The whole mainstream media, the corporations overreact to it. And for once in my life, a politician says the truth and doesn't apologize or back down from that truth. And that was so refreshing to me. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe something will awaken in Virginia. But, I don't know.
Well, are you saying that, so you voted for Obama?
No.
Okay.
I was saying that when Obama came around, everybody I knew, I was the only one who didn't fall for it. I was the only one I knew who didn't fall for Obama. There were people who didn't really fall for him, but they were like going along with whatever because they didn't care.
Oh, I remember, yeah, and he kept saying, "Oh, well, we're going to have, we want change and hope and change," and they have no policy, and that's what with Kamala is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just no policies. I just can't believe, and what I believe though, I think there's a vote blue no matter who. I think they'd vote for a toaster if you put it out there and say, this is the candidate against Trump. They'd vote for that. I don't think a lot of Democrats even like Kamala. I just think they voted for her. And but I am disappointed in the direction. But just want to say, if you go to any part of Virginia, you will see billboards that say, get right with the Lord. And people, pictures of people going to hell if they don't repent. And the fact that we're in the Bible Belt, but we're blue, is such a contradiction to me.
Yeah.
That
it
really feels weird. It's like, but that's just few counties around D.C. that seem to decide. Of course, you have, here in Richmond, we're blue, but we're not big enough. I think so. What we probably need to do is on the state level, probably go to those blue counties up there and see if we can do that. I just want to call in, and I'm so glad Trump won. And I'll tell you, I had a dream back in 2018 that Trump won in a landslide victory. I think it was more symbolic, but I do think the fact that he got the popular vote, that's undeniable. That it's like there's no stipulations they can throw in there that he really took it this time.
Yeah.
And even though he did last time, I believe he won in 2020. I'll tell you another thing too. I think it's a blessing he didn't win and he didn't get it in 2020.
Yep.
Because actually it gave us more time. If he had won in 2020, we'd be back. We'd have these next 4 years with the Democrats probably coming in full surge. So the fact that I think God delayed it so that we'd actually get more time. Even though he's older, I think it's actually better for us in the long run that he didn't win in 2020.
You might be right. It's best to be thankful for reality. I had the same thoughts about when Romney lost. I remember the day after Election Day, I got my first speeding ticket.
Oh.
Because I was listening to Sean Hannity all angry that Romney lost, Obama won. And then people are so stupid, they voted for Obama. And I got a speeding ticket because I was mad.
That's how I felt too. Yeah.
But then I'm like, look at Romney. He's so phony. I'm glad he lost.
It was a blessing in disguise. When I think of the things that we've been spared, like imagine if Ryan got in. He's like swamp. I think he's like worse than Obama because he was pretending to be conservative.
Yeah.
And then if he got in, and then of course McCain wasn't very good. I voted for McCain.
Me too.
I was one of the under 30 voters, one of the few that voted for McCain.
Yep.
So I'm glad that he didn't get in because I think actually God knows best, and I think he knows what's best for our country. And I think he allowed the Biden to show us how bad it could get. I think that's why he allowed that, so that we would come to our senses. Because a lot of low propensity voters voted this election for Trump, and here in Virginia, we did see a big swing to Republican.
Yeah.
In the very blue areas. So I think that's a blessing, and you take the good with the bad. And I know a lot of people say about Trump. I'll be quick about this. I know you got time, but
no, you're fine.
I know people say Trump is a shill for Israel, that he wants all these Indians, but he hasn't changed. If you go back, he never was anti-immigration.
Right.
I mean, I wish he were, but he's always been for legal. He is a boomer, so he has those talking points.
Yeah.
And Nick Fuentes going off the rails about he's going to vote for Kamala because
he was kidding. I don't think he was even ever going to vote for Kamala.
Probably not.
I think people just misunderstood him.
That could be. I would not want a lady president. I'll just put it that way. I don't want a lady president. But I think that with Trump, he never changed. He never flip-flopped. People thought he was trying to be too moderate. No, he's always been kind of a 90s Democrat. I see him that way. But I'm just so glad that he's in, and we need to pray for him because I think they're going to try to do something again. So we need to pray for his protection. But thank you for taking my call, and have a blessed day.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Meet in Richmond, Virginia.
Bye.
The beautiful South. Well, Meade had mentioned, hang on, guys. Meade had mentioned, I think I retweeted it. Maybe I retweeted it from my James Anton Hake account. Did you know that I also have a James Anton Hake X account? Oh, yeah. Here's Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu. Dear Donald and Melania Trump. Okay, here's this Bibi tweet and stuff, and then I'll get back to calls and we'll get to some fun stuff. Dear Donald and Melania Trump, congratulations on history's greatest comeback. You know, because Bibi has a nice, manly, deep voice. Your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America and a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between Israel and America. Because he knows that Obama, which is to say Biden, and Kamala, they don't love Israel. They love the liberals of Israel, the far-left extremists, anti-American and anti-Israel Israelis. But they don't like Bibi. Bibi's a nationalist for Israel. And he got along with Trump. He didn't get along with Obama. Therefore, I like him. Is that immature? I don't care. I think I'm right. I'm not following him, though. Are you proud of me? This is a huge victory. I got this actually from Michael Tracy, who's pointing out that Netanyahu and Zelensky both congratulated Trump and stuff. In true friendship, yours, Benjamin and Sarah Netanyahu. That might be his like third wife or something. Because the alpha males, they can't help it but be unfaithful. Because they're not full-blown alpha in their youth. But anyway, that's a side note. So there's Bibi, Benjamin Netanyahu. That's a man. And Trump, a real man, puts this. Maybe he's a beta compared to Trump. Trump puts that beta in a check. But he's like an alpha sort of a beta. And then there's his wife, Sarah, whatever, in her pantsuit. But she's better than Hillary. So nice. I'll hit a like on that. I know you guys don't appreciate me liking, some of you don't appreciate me liking that stuff from Bibi. And here's Volodymyr Zelensky. Wow, he wrote a book. I wonder if he really wrote it. Volodymyr Zelensky. Congratulations to real Donald Trump. Keyword real. On his impressive election victory. I recall our great meeting with President Trump back in September when we discussed in detail the Ukraine-U.S. strategic partnership, the victory plan, and ways to put an end to Russian aggression against Ukraine. I appreciate President Trump's commitment to peace through strength, approach in global affairs. This is exactly the principle that can practically bring just peace in Ukraine closer. Just peace, as opposed to unjust peace. Okay? I am hopeful we will put that into action together. Isn't that nice? And he goes on and on and on. And he split his infinitive. I am looking forward to personally congratulating. It's to congratulating, not to personally congratulating. Oh, whatever. No, actually, he's looking forward to personally congratulate. That's not a split infinitive. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll give him a pass because he's congratulating Trump. President Trump and discussing ways to strengthen Ukraine's strategic partnership with the United States. Right on, Zelensky. I like you now. He's not a Christian, but hey, Bibi might not be Christian either. Look, it's a thick-necked anchor baby. Thick-necked, narrow-shouldered anchor baby. I think anchor baby's taller than him, by the way. Let's see. Let's find out real quick. Zelensky height. 5'7". Anchor baby's taller. I mean, he grew up in a communist country. I grew up in a communist country. Ukraine. Slava Ukraini. Slava Ukraini. Enslave Ukraine. No, I'm kidding around. We love you, Ukrainians and Russians and Hamas. We love them too, even though they're wrong, right? I think Palestinians and Israel. It's not Israel, it's Israel, heaven on earth. So that's the little update from the so-called world leaders. Independence in action. Nice. Okay. Quickly back to calls, and then I'll get to your super chats after the top of the hour. William in California, another sensible California man. What's up, William? How you doing, man?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at beautiful Alliance Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody around the world who is tuning in the blue corner, at 130 and 5'3", Kamala Harris.
Is that what she is? 5'3"?
Yeah. In the red
5'4", according to them.
5'4". Yeah. In the red corner, James. Representing Queens, New York, at 6'3", 220 pounds.
Nice.
The former heavyweight champion of the world and number one contender. Representing Queens, New York, Donald, the Don, Teflon Trump.
Very nice.
Did not tell you 4 years ago?
You did. You did. You told me 4 years ago, Trump will be back. Do not fear.
What's going to happen to him with all these charges? What did I tell you? Nothing.
A whole bunch of nothing.
Nothing.
All this is a bunch of... The people saw through the like I said to the kids, cover your ears, kids, but it was a bunch of nonsense, mess.
A lot of your unsensible callers, Jimmy, don't even understand politics. Don't even understand. Look, who hasn't? I don't do it. I don't have to, but here's the deal. When you were younger, do you remember like when you have to fill out an application for credit and people will put a point or two more? I paid this. I paid that. Some of these charges people don't even understand.
Yeah, I know. You can't even explain it in a way that makes me care.
Exactly. That's why they went nowhere.
They can't even make a normal person who's unbiased care. Mm-hmm. Because it's not these aren't like real felonies.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And it's a lot of wishful thinking and a lot of resentments. I kind of noticed yesterday it was going to be a good day early on because
nice.
I went up to the ranch to feed the cows and spend a day with them. And I was going to call in, but between my cows and Joe's animals, they're just mooing and making noise because they do that when I'm on the phone with you.
Yeah.
And so I just said, I'll just listen. I noticed the attitude. You know, we're in California. I noticed the attitude. It was becoming unhinged.
Yeah.
Early.
Right.
The day before, Joel's show yesterday. Unhinged.
The people against Trump?
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they knew it too. You know, how dare you talk about the blacks? Who said the blacks cannot be talked about?
Right. Yeah.
Now that this is a new administration, wokeness is gone, reparations is gone. It's all done, guys.
Yeah.
As for Virginia, I could tell him from experience it will take a long time if it gets any bluer, because I was very concerned last night looking at Virginia.
Nice.
But let's talk about Indiana and Ohio.
Okay.
Indiana did a Larry Bird. They just mopped the floor with everything. Ohio did very well because that's another good state, and they could they have their problems in their main cities, basically. It's the same as California.
Nice.
And the people in Ohio took care of business, the ones that have sense. They took care of their business. They spoke up and everything. Everybody get ready for the gas prices to go back down. Reparations is wiped out. But I've seen that everybody with attitude yesterday was very strange out here in California. And the Channel 2 news app, I'm looking at my phone right now, they're not, there's not too much news. They're kind of quiet. That's the Channel 2 KTVU in Oakland.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're kind of liberal, aren't they?
Yeah, they're kind of quiet, man. And, Paperclip Harris actually disappeared because I noticed she was at Howard University, and she left.
Yeah,
she left, and she left. She left them dancing in the parking lot. There was about 70 of them dancing in the parking lot,
and then they were crying.
Yeah,
I heard, allegedly.
Yeah, they were crying. So it's about to get cleaned up. As far as Virginia, I think if his concern is how long would it take, I would say a long time, because I don't think there was over here in San Francisco, there hasn't been a Republican mayor since the early 60s.
Wow, that's terrible.
And so it takes a long time to clean up. And I would tell him, I would say to him, I wouldn't expect it to happen overnight. It takes a long time to clean this stuff up. Just like this situation, we need to get who's the vice president? What's his name?
JD Vance.
Day one, we need to start getting him prepped.
Yeah.
So we can get that 1, 2, 3, 4. I see something. So we can get that 12.
I appreciate his fearlessness with the media. I mean, people do talk tough, and then they fall short a lot of the times. But and so it's not everything, of course. I mean, it takes more than just talking tough with the media and making them look stupid.
Yeah.
But that takes a certain level of fearlessness, which I appreciate.
And I got to congratulate JLP and you and Joel for going through this for the last 4 years. You had about 5 callers that their mission was to call one by one, back to back, to keep you guys from getting your message across.
Yeah.
And I got to congratulate you guys for staying strong through all of that. One of your guys, you were on the phone the other day, that actually said his life is better under Joe Biden.
I know.
Who, is that Ronnie?
I think that was Ronnie in Ohio, but it had nothing to do with the presidency. I think it was just that, over the years, Ronnie has been a caller to JLP, and at first he used to argue with JLP, and then he realized, JLP is right about some of these things. Anger, for example. Ronnie knows that anger is no good.
It's not any good.
And so he realized it's foolishness to argue with JLP. He can call and disagree. He can, and shame on us if we judge him for it. JLP doesn't judge him for it. And so Ronnie, I think he's come around, and it was within the past few to several years that Ronnie really kind of started to wake up on that level. And so probably that's why his life improved during the Biden administration.
And I'm very glad to hear that and everything. It's just very strange for me. I haven't heard anybody say their life better under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration.
He was being kind of obstinate, because we all know that life in America overall is way better and more functional under Trump. It's freer. It is cheaper. It is happier. It's brighter. It's more just. So
Well, we're gonna get there's some of these agencies, the FBI, who protects the president. That's gonna get cleaned up. He has to take care of his safety. I agree with the other caller about Chauvin. He should be released. J6 should be released.
Chauvin, Derek Chauvin. That would be nice.
To have some problems. That BLM is about to have some problems. Some of these mayors and all of this swamp and deep state and all of these people are getting ready to start quitting or get fired and lose their pension. So a lot of these people are getting ready to start walking in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
London Breed, update in the San Francisco mayoral race. She's getting laxed too. She's losing.
Interesting.
So that's kind of good. Shout out to Mr. Pink. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Pink. We talk about this sometimes, how badly she tore up a dynamic city, and also this remote working. These downtown areas are getting ready to get filled back up, and these coffee shops are going to go back to making their money because this remote working, everybody, Trump is back. It's time to go back to work, and the gas prices are getting ready to go down. And I think you guys had a point where, it's kind of like when he lost in 2020. Now he's got a little time to sit back and think, because he was going to go scorch earth on the wildness of the Antifa and the Black Lives Matter movement, he's going to go.
He should have done that the first term. That was a mistake, I think. He should have really sicked the so-called Justice Department. I know the Justice Department is supposed to be independent, but
it's not.
But it's not. It's not, and it's always not independent, or it's dependent on the president when it's a pro-Obama type president, when it's a Democrat, but it's never for Republicans. So it's a mess.
Now, I understand he was talking about not a man of his word. He was talking about something else he didn't know. He was talking about, actually Mexico did pay for the wall by way of draining their resources while they were building that wall. On that southern part of that wall, the Mexican military were keeping the illegals from coming through.
Remain in Mexico. That's true.
Right.
This stuff pays. Honestly, this stuff pays for itself. Because think about the cost of these illegals coming in, and we have government grants going to like the Department of Homeland Security and HHS or something like that is giving money to non-government organizations who are anti-American and enabling these illegals here.
And they did pay for it. And they used their resources to keep them from coming up to the wall while it was being constructed. And they were threatened with severe taxes and tariffs.
Nice.
And he did keep his word. Now, he just didn't get reelected to finish it. That's all that was. That's not keeping his word.
Right.
He went through a very fair election and lost.
And like Al in Arkansas said yesterday, it was a great call. Al in Arkansas said that they fought tooth and nail against him at every turn in every way that they could, on the wall, on the deportations, on everything that he tried to do.
Well, now this time he's got both. Does he have the House and the Senate?
I don't know about the House. He has the Senate.
Yeah, because see, what they're going to do is if the Democrats get the House, and this is where some of your they're not aware of this. If the Democrats get the House, and the red part of the other side has the Senate. They're going to just impeach, but not get it gone through because the impeachment does not go through if the Senate doesn't pass it. So if you see impeachments and all of this resentment, and it's just because they lost and they're kind of just doing it for nothing. Like they ended up doing. It's like you heard that term where they said you shouldn't go after your political opponents when you get in office and put them in jail and impeach them.
Yeah, because it looks political, and they will have no shame about going after you. And Trump,
and then it becomes an on and ongoing thing.
Right, but they had no shame going after Trump, but Trump unfortunately had shame. Trump unfortunately listened to the White House counsel, or the White House counsel refused it or canceled it.
Well, that's why his impeachment didn't go through. But I've actually never seen anybody get, especially a president, impeached after he leaves. I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah,
but
it's ridiculous.
It didn't go through because the Republicans had the Senate. You can impeach all you want. If the Republicans, if the other side of the aisle doesn't pass it, it's not going to do any good. It's just going to look like a bunch of resentments and everything. So, young people, it's time to go to work.
Yeah.
The freebies are over. The reparations are over. The wokeness is done. The cleanup is getting ready to start. Because if you were on the left and you were one of those federal employees, James, and you knew that Big Daddy was coming back in office, would you quit and keep your pension, or would you try to stay there and get fired?
Interesting question. I don't know. Unfortunately, the government employees are unionized, so they have so-called rights.
There's going to be so many people walking, James.
I hope so. That's why we need people who actually support the president to be in there, because the job of the bureaucracies is they're part of the executive branch. They're not supposed to work actively against the president. So,
right.
What a mess.
Right. So let's wait and see what happens and everything.
Sounds good.
I just had a strange feeling yesterday morning, though. People looking kind of strange. They walked and talked differently. And now it's really quiet.
Yeah, nice.
Nobody's bothering like Trump.
Right on. I appreciate it, William in California. Take care, man.
Congratulations, you guys, for standing through all this stuff, man. Because, like I said, you had about 4 or 5 people for 4 years trying their best to stop you from sending the message.
Yep.
But it didn't work.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Take care, brother.
Bye.
All right.
Before I get back to calls, I do have more calls, including some of my favorite callers. Some super chats. It's time for some super chats. By the way, Israel said, "Congratulations, Trump. Make Israel great." I think that's in Israel somewhere. Israel. Is real. Some of you guys are like, "Is not real." Whatever. Republican presidential nominee and our greatest president, Trump, appears on a congratulatory billboard for the 2024 U.S. presidential election in Tel Aviv, which, by the way, Tel Aviv is like the gay capital of Israel. It's like San Francisco or Atlanta in America, because San Francisco and Atlanta are very not morally straight. Netanyahu hails his history's greatest comeback. Hamas calls for an end to blind support for Israel, which will happen because Trump is not just some sucker. 2/3 of Israel, and Trump knows how to talk to people. He's not one of these war crimes. 2/3 of Israelis think Trump is better for Israel than Hamas. I mean, Kamala. Trump is better for Israel than Hamas and Kamala combined. Maybe. Cool. Okay. So anyway, those are not super chats in the world. Let's get over here to buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report. Let me look over here. My goodness. Where did we leave off? Nice. Thank you, Base America First. Thank you, Moises. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Diehard79. Deus Intra told us about the magnetic grid. Proven and confirmed by science, the poles are at a cusp of a 36,000-year cycle, if you believe in such things. Why not? Everything is predicted by whom? By who? I don't know. Truth is stranger than fiction, which, when fields interface, they yield effects. Popcorn's Thump Keg says, oh yeah, I read that one. Why do you believe that women shouldn't be able to vote? Because voting is leadership, and women should not be making decisions on the direction of the country. They're not sensible per capita. They're not as sensible as men per capita. Liberalism, not sensible. Democrats, not sensible. I know Republicans are pretty senseless too, but they're a little bit more sensible per capita. Both the elected and the voters. Including the sensible people, the non-educated people are more sensible in many ways than the so-called educated. Ponder it, look into it. Don't judge it. Would you recommend the woman who was planning to cast a vote for Trump yesterday to stay home? Why or why not? I would say don't stay home. Go ahead and vote. Unless there was a young lady who called JLP and decided to stay home and not vote at all, but she hopes Trump wins, and she thinks women shouldn't vote. It's better for your mind, ladies. Better for your mind. You see how stressed out they get? And then they vote in things that just increase their stress, complicate them. The government becomes the daddy, the so-called daddy. That's not even a good description of what it is. The government becomes the caretaker because she doesn't trust men, so she trusts government. Government is made up of men and women nowadays. Untrustworthy men and women. Less trustworthy even than your judgment in a husband. If your judgment in finding a husband is that bad that you don't trust yourself to find a decent man who's stable, then why do you think that your judgment on a country's leadership is going to be any good? You're emotional. You're intellectual. You're blind. So, shout out to the ladies. They love us. Deus Intra. And by the way, Terry was called in yesterday. She's all, people who vote are more involved in, they're more responsible, conscientious. If the women who didn't vote way back when they couldn't vote, they were pretty conscientious and responsible per capita. They kind of had to be because life was tougher. And I like a tougher life for the sake of the functioning civilization. Whereas they want to spoil the people who don't take care of themselves and who do wrong. They want to spoil the criminals and the lazy bones. Shout out to the person from whom I stole that term, lazy bones. Cartnarks. Deus Intra bought another coffee. A wonderful future is racing forward. An old energy having power for millennium is dying. The generations today don't want war or two parties who are both uncivil. That's why we have Trump, who is civil. And he is civil. They just don't see it because they're uncivil, uncivilized, angry. And that magnetic grid I was talking about, it's affected by compassion, and death has no sting. Thank you, Deus Intra. I still don't fully know what you're talking about, but it sounds nice. And Deus Intra means God within, by the way. I will have you know. Okay, and there were more that did come in. So let's see round 2. Coffees. Some of you guys are like, whoa, James, there's more coffees, refresh. buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Right? I'm pretty sure there are. Oh, yeah, Sion, for example. Matthew. Harmony. Matthew. Truck driver. Truck driver says, Senor Hake, congratulations. You guys were vital to the Great White Hope victory. That's kind. Thank you. Please demand Joe from Phoenix bow down to his new Lord Commander as he promised he would when Joel Friday hosted the Hake Report. Kneel! Kneel! Kneel before Zog! Godly, Christian, Zod, right? Not the other word. Shout out to you, evil people, you haters of our love for Israel. Anyway, thank you, Joe in Phoenix and truck driver. Shout out. Matthew on YouTube says, this is a great day, Hake. I don't know if you guys know what I'm chuckling about. Some of you guys might. This is a great day, Hake. Bond definitely helped this happen. I think you should play some Fleetwood Mac, Dreams. Great song. Unfortunately, she is pro-abortion, but hey, all musicians are liberals. So we can all get our flags out, our skateboards, and a jug of cranberry juice and just ride around town celebrating life. Cheers to the feds who lost the battle. But I think the feds will be happy in the long run because some feds really love America. I bet. 100. Strong arm. Oh, man. Oops. Raise your hands if you're sure. Unsure. Sure. Sure. Unsure. Just call me Joel Friday with the... It's because this shirt is all up into my armpits, so I have a little bit sweaty. But anyway. Thank you. Strong arm and... Man, that's nasty. And praying hands emoji. Thank you, Matthew on YouTube. Very cool. Harmony 10 coffee is very generous. Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself up off the ground. Oh, what happened? Okay. No man does it all by himself. I said, young man, put your pride on the shelf. Young Men's Christian Association. Did you know that that's what YMCA stood for before they turned it not morally straight? I don't want to say gay. Don't say gay. Young Men's Christian Organization, YMCA. Did you know? My grandparents used to go to the Y for their exercise. They would call it the Y. It was a gym before they had gyms. Nice. Thank you, Harmony. I didn't even know those were the real lyrics. I caught on eventually. I was never really a fan of the 70s and disco music, but some of it's undeniable. That song is a little obnoxious, but catchy. You respect it. It's a great song. It's kind of undeniable, but it's not as good as, say, like Staying Alive. Shout out. Because that one is undeniable. Trump already fixed the ice cream machines at the Golden Arches. Get your McFlurries today, says Matthew on YouTube. Thank you, man. Cool. Exciting. Sion bought a coffee. Hake, congratulations. Too big to rig. Indeed. Ghost Patrick, who might be Marcus. In which case, if he becomes Marcus, you can ban him. But if he's not too Marcus, if he's not excessively Marcus in a bad way, right? The fallen state, degenerate, messy, discord-sowing, evil Marcus. If he's just a disagreeer, and if you guys need to know how not to get trolled by the troll. He says something that you disagree with, you can't help but respond to him. If you want to, you can, but respond freely. Don't be a slave to responding to Ghost Patrick or Marcus. If he's Marcus, then you can ban him. But if he's not excessively Marcus, and if you're not 100% sure, 110% sure. I know there's no such thing. It has to be 110% before you off Ghost Patrick, because I used to like interacting with Marcus in the chat because he would sometimes say things and I would be able to clarify a little bit. It's just when he gets these sneaky, sly, gossipy, slanderous libel mess that you got to get rid of him. That's the only reason I got rid of him, because he's like vulgar and pushing gossip, and we don't need that. But anyway. Oh yeah, Ghost Patrick was like, where did all the fraud go? I was like, there was never any fraud. The only time there's fraud is when they catch a Republican doing fraud every now and then. Other than that, there's no fraud. Not that they can catch, and that's part of the point, that they can't catch it. They want to make it so they can't catch it. Get rid of signatures and all kinds of things. But anyway, yeah, too overwhelming. They might have tried, who knows? Honestly, I thought they were going to rig again, says Sion. They never rigged in the first place, Sion. That's insurrection talk. I disavow. Only for the sake of the channel, and because I don't know. Nor do I care. We're looking at the now. Now we pray he stays alive. I doubted him. I was being doubting Thomas, says Sion. Single tear, crying emoji, big eyes. P.S. I forgot to tell you, Delilah might be coming back to the U.S. Well, you would be welcome. You're welcome to stay in Africa, and you're welcome to return to America. Very cool, Sion. Nice to hear from you. I wish his loyal fan from day one, like me, Diamond from Diamond and Silk, would have seen this. She died, right? Rest in peace. Would have seen this turnout for the Great White Hope. Rest in peace, Diamond. Maybe she's looking down from heaven alongside James Brown. The people felt the pain for 4 years, and everybody and their mama voted big league. Big league. Yeah, that's what it is, big league. I knew he was going to win, but I thought they will steal from him. Don't listen to those thoughts, Delilah. This is another reason women should not really concern themselves with the men's business. Politics is men's business. And I love the ladies. I love, I learned a lot listening to conservative ladies ranting. It was quite interesting. But that passion's not good for you. That anxiety, Be anxious for nothing. Right on, Sion. Thank you. My goodness. Is Joelle Friday scheduled? Let me set the redirect. And while I do that, let me get to Donnie in the United Kingdom. in England, I think. Donnie, are you there?
Hello, mate.
Hey, good to hear from you.
It's Danny, not Donnie.
Danny.
Your Arab producer couldn't hear me properly.
Yep, he black. Arab.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was Omid, the Arab.
Yeah, he spoke like an Arab. Yeah.
Oh man. Wow. I don't know who answered the phone then. Anyway, Danny. Danny from UK.
That's it, mate.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, nice to speak to you, James. I rang him a while ago, but I just wanted to get your take on the situation with all the illegal immigrants that have already come across and that have taken over, like the Venezuelans that have gone into Colorado and that are taking over the blocks, all the flats. What do you reckon Trump will do to that situation? Can he go in with military, just arrest them all and send them all back?
Politically, he wouldn't get away with that, I don't think, because you have to make it look nicer than just going like that, I think.
How can you make that look nicer?
Go after the criminals first.
But they are the criminals, aren't they?
They are criminals, but some are more criminal than others, right? So by criminals first, I mean if they have a DUI. A lot of illegals get DUIs. Some of them even kill Americans.
So the ones in them blocks of flats that they've come in with guns. They could just be taken straight by the. What do you think? The military? It would get the military into those operations?
There's ICE, there's local police, if we can get local police cooperation, because some of the locals in the states would love to help, but the feds who are for the illegals prevent the states from enforcing it because they say, this is a federal issue. You have no jurisdiction over these illegals. And so there's the feds.
Right.
Yeah, the feds under evil people like the Democrats stop the states and the local police from doing what they would love to do. Now, there are some local police and local cities and states that are like sanctuaries for illegals. They won't cooperate with the federal ICE or any of them. So that's a problem a little bit because they will
Could they just go past them? Because I know Colorado, they're like you call them Democrat states.
Yep.
So do they still have to listen to Trump, even though they're Democrat states? If Trump says something, they have to jump.
Not necessarily. If they can defy Trump because there are such a thing as states' rights, and we want states' rights to exist. We want if the people are that degenerate that they vote in evil people in their state who support illegals staying, then that should be known, and Trump will kind of expose those people as being pro-illegal and anti-citizen. So they don't necessarily have to comply with the feds.
Right. So he'll leave it as you've made your bed, now lay in it, type of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's just like under the China virus. There were all these shutdowns by the local municipalities, the cities, the states. The states did a lot of shutdowns that the federal government did not do. And Trump couldn't stop he didn't try to stop them he didn't say, oh, you have to be free. No, he said, if you want to be slaves to the evil government, I encourage you to open up, but I can't stop you.
Right.
Same thing with Black Lives Matter. The riots and stuff.
Sorry, go ahead, mate.
Well, Black Lives Matter was rioting around the country, especially in the liberal areas. The liberal areas were many places destroyed, and Trump either could not do anything about it or decided against doing it because it was questionable. He could have declared a national emergency because they were rioting around the country, destroying cities. But some of these cities were like, oh, we can handle it. And states because they support Black Lives Matter and Antifa.
Right.
Against the peaceful citizens.
That sounds like the complete opposite to a dictator. So why do everyone call him a dictator?
Because they're... Sorry, kids, don't say stupid. I was about to say because they're stupid. They are liars because they're liars. We'll put it that way. They're liars and they're blind, which is true.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So how many do you think he'll be able to get rid of?
Oh, out of the illegals? I would guess a few million, maybe even several million.
So how would you go about that, though? Do you have to contact the country that they're... So if they're Venezuelan, would you have to send a boat over to Venezuela full of them, or what?
Maybe it's kind of crazy. It is quite a messy job. That's why you don't want to let them in the first place, and you want to be more.
They treat like rats as well. So
you want to have more authority than Kamala saying, "Don't come, don't come." Remember she said, "Don't come." Yeah, that's really going to stop him, Kamala. You have to stop them from coming and make it so that they're not welcome, and make it so that it's not cushy and comfortable for them to be here. And then, as Romney said way back in 2012, many of them will self-deport. They'll go back because they're not getting easy times here in America anymore. And it'll be good and better for them anyway, because they will be doing things the right way and following the law as they should, like reasonable, sensible, responsible men and gals.
Yeah, I noticed that in the UK with the Polish. We had lots of Polish people at first.
Yeah.
And they they come for the money because the English pound is high in Europe. It carries a lot of weight. So they would come here, they would work, but they don't like the country. They'd prefer to be in Poland.
Yeah.
So they're getting the money, and then they're going back to Poland. And Poland is really well kept. I don't know if you've seen the Prime Minister there, but he's a proper alpha Trump type of bloke.
Yeah, I know a little. I've seen him a little bit. Trump, I think, loves him too.
Yeah, he spoke really well at that economic forum, like a true alpha. It was great to listen to. And now all the Polish want to go back to Poland as well, because they know the mess that is in England now with all of the foreign, the Muslims and whatnot, and they don't want to be a part of that. So a lot of them have gone home.
Nice, that's cool. Yeah. That's good to hear.
So, yeah, it's good for Poland, not for England. It's good for Poland. It is.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I'm looking at the wrong guy. I think I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Poland.
Got short brown hair. It's got a square head.
Andrzej Sebastian Duda? No, I don't think it is.
I don't know. No, I'm not sure. He's a Polish name. He speaks in the economic forum, and he's done interviews before where he's said about not taking zero illegal immigrants, and I know someone got killed on the border of Poland. One of their guards got speared.
Wow.
And they was using rubber bullets, but he gave the order now to use live ammunition. Proper. Yeah, I wish we had him in England.
Nice. Yeah. A sensible and strong man. I must not really be familiar with this guy. He doesn't look that familiar, but Wikipedia says he's largely have so-called right-wing ideologies. So good for him. Good for them. Yeah. I guess I was confusing him with Viktor Orban of Hungary. Hungary is another decent man, a solid guy.
Yeah, well,
I think.
Yeah, that whole section of in Slovenia and that section of Europe is predominantly still just national countries. Very low crime. Yeah, just a nice, safe, clean place to be.
Right on. Good for them. They're aren't they former communists or no?
I think they are.
Former Russia, and a lot of those countries have been kind of, I heard the word anesthetized from falling for the liberal communism that we have today in like America, in the UK and Canada and elsewhere.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'd like to know more about Russia, because Russia, I get told that Russia's, it's a bad place to be, like communist and whatnot. But everyone I sort of seem to come across that's Russian and that seem to really like Putin and the way he runs things.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to speak to the Russian, some Russian people to really see what it's like.
I agree, because I feel like we don't get the whole truth.
No, because he runs a tight ship. So I'd like to know. Yeah, he sounds like a decent Christian man. It's
sometimes.
Interesting to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, James. I'll let you crack on with your callers, mate. It's good to speak to you.
Yeah, you as well, man. Great call. Appreciate it.
Lovely. And I'll send you a super chat for tomorrow on Jesse.
Oh, that sounds good, Danny. Thanks, man. Appreciate the support.
Brilliant, mate.
All right. Take care.
Enjoy the celebrations.
Nice. Take care. Bye. Oops. I forgot to get Greggatron, man. Hake, we did it, baby. We win. We did it. Our boy Trump is back in the White House, or will be, if the Lord is willing and we make it. If we make it, God bless the Hake report. Thank you, Greggatron. Appreciate it. Very generous as well. That's cool. And shout out to the Rumble crew and the D-Live crew. Oh, and I promised that I was going to set the redirect for Joel Friday TV, and I haven't done it. So you can trust Hake not to do what he says when he's distracted, and that would be me. You can trust me not to do what I say when I'm distracted. So while I'm crediting these people, don't call Hake baby. That's right, I'm not a baby. But anyway, Joel Friday TV, do catch him. He's coming up at 11 a.m. Pacific time today. Is he scheduled? I guess I gotta refresh. Lord have mercy. And then American Anchor Baby will be live. We do have not a fallen state. Take Control of Your Life is the Joel Friday scheduled episode. There's a Bond Archive Sunday service premiere that's going to be happening. Okay, guys, let me show it to you. Look, there's Hake watching Hake. Let me just show it to you. YouTube.com/bondinfo. Hopefully I typed that right. Oh, come on. Let's pray. Oh, yeah. Speaking Up. It's happening soon. Hit the like. Check it out. So that is coming soon. That's going to come at 3 p.m. and it'll lead into 4 p.m. about Speaking Up from 2010, a Bond Archive Sunday service premiere. All right? My favorite caller from the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio. How you doing, Maze? Good to hear from you.
Hello, James. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
The same as I was yesterday.
Did you happen to vote yesterday or for this election?
Yes, I did.
Nice. Right on. Are you happy today?
I'm not sad.
Nice. Right
and
on.
I wouldn't have been happy. I wouldn't have been sad either way. So
good for you. That's because you're a strong woman.
You want me to tell you why I'm happy?
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to see the country. They can put their guns away. They can stop thinking about doing crazy stuff. And I don't want to hear somebody saying they did not lose the election. So they won this time.
Yeah.
But you already making up excuses.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
What excuses am I making up?
When the man asked you about sending the illegals back straight away, there's laws that's going to stop that. That's not what your 47 said. Remember what he said.
What did Trump say?
So what you going to do when he do things that don't make you happy?
Fall apart. I'm going to fall apart when Trump does things that doesn't make me happy? Trump
and all the money is behind him, yes.
Trump never makes me unhappy?
Really? So all of the things that you think he's going to do,
Shout out to Cactus Eater Bear. Thank you, man, for
It's not going to happen. So, and I don't want to hear y'all crying, calling them all kind of, what do you call the Republicans and that?
Rhinos.
I don't want to hear that. Just deal with it.
No, I'm an American, and I can speak my mind and call people rhinos if I want.
And another thing.
But I'll have a good attitude, I hope.
When you take office, we don't want to see nobody that's going to try to overthrow the government.
Yeah.
Have a crowd up there inside the Capitol trying to tear it up.
I'm with you.
We ain't going to see that stuff.
Not like Antifa tried to do.
It's going to be a happy day.
Or those evil women who wanted a borscht. Remember those evil women?
As I said, y'all rejoice now, but when you're not happy with what he's doing, don't nobody want to hear it.
Right. I'm with
Just
you.
bear it, grin and bear it, and enjoy it.
Yes.
Okay? Then remember, that's what I said.
Right on, Maze.
And I'll be the same way I was the last time he was president.
Nice.
With no rivers and no problems.
Okay.
So now we have no crime on the street. All of this stuff should go away.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
What do you think about this phony woman, Liz Cheney, who said, for her, for all our daughters and sons, for America. And then she showed this ridiculous picture of Kamala with her baring her teeth, smiling, with her racist mouth, and then in front of a little black girl looking up at her.
I'm saying it's over. So now y'all got y'all, whatever y'all.
It's over, Liz Cheney.
Enjoy it, but it's not over.
From the horse's mouth.
You think it's gonna be?
From the horse's mouth. It's over.
That's why I'm so wild. You're crying. You're supposed to be enjoying. Now you crying. You think about Kamala. I said that we don't have to hear that he lost. He won.
Nice.
And when you're not happy with it, keep it to you. Just grin and bear it. Just like when he was in office the last time. When Bush was in office, didn't bother me. He's in office now, and it's not going to bother me.
That's good.
I'm still going to be who I am, and nobody's going to be afraid to walk the street and think you're bad with your chest sticking out just because he's president. That's not going to happen.
Does it bother you if it bothers us?
No, what?
Does it bother you if it bothers us?
No, I'm just going to laugh at you.
Let's say I fail to grin and bear it when things don't go my way.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Are you gonna be mad?
No, I'm just going to laugh at you because you're already making up excuses, and I'm laughing.
Oh, okay. But it's not making up excuses. It's describing reality, Maze.
No, you made up an excuse.
No, I described reality.
Okay, to you. And then when it comes to a code, you don't even know the code because you're not even part of what Joel is. So don't even worry about that code we were discussing yesterday.
Oh, the black code.
There is no black code. There's a code that we use when it's stay away from certain people.
The street code. You're not from the streets, so you don't know.
No.
You're not from prison. Have you ever been to prison, Maze?
No, and don't plan on going.
All right, then you don't know. You don't know our code.
But I see a lot of people that broke the law getting ready to go back to the White House.
Oh.
And you know they broke the law.
What law did he break? What law did he break? Can you explain it, Trump?
The one that just got out of prison, the one that's in prison.
No, but Trump, what law did he break?
Steve Bannon getting ready to go back to the White House.
Good.
And a whole lot more that broke the law.
What law did Steve Bannon break?
He stole money from the wall.
Oh. Well, and that's why he went to jail? I don't know if that's true. You're not really a reliable source.
Okay. Well, give us an excuse. So don't be giving excuses. Just grin and bear it, and I'm gonna laugh with you.
Okay.
I don't want to hear no complaining, and no crying.
All right.
And no rhino stuff.
Nice. Thank you, Mace.
And bear with it. Have a good one.
You too. Take care. Super chat from Ketchup. Gross. I've started to taste a little bit of ketchup. I don't prefer Heinz. I prefer like the stuff that looks more like tomatoey. You know, a little bit. I don't know, like the restaurant makes it. Real hoity-toity stuff. But anyway, I just have like a little piece of it on like my fries just to change it up. I like the salt of the fries. Plain fries is fine. But I started to do a little bit. Are you proud of me? Anyway, he bought a coffee. Ketchup did, or she. The math on the DNA suggests there was a 24th chromosome at some point. Anybody of you guys have an extra chromosome? Is that what makes you guys like Down syndrome or something? Something like that. Anyway, it's there in a quantum state. There is a design. Pi, Pi, like 3.14 blah, 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 blah. The diameter of a circle, I guess. Or the number of diameters of a circle in a circumference? Or whatever, I don't know. I don't know math. Shout out to the kids who know better than Hake. They're laughing at Hake. Pi is 4 in base 12 math. Man, this is above my head. I used to know math. Scientists know we use base 10 math, but base 12 math, oh wow, holds the ratios of the universe. This math, integrated with AI, will unlock our biology and take us to the stars. Really? Pretty interesting stuff, Ketchup. And remarkably sophisticated for an unsophisticated name like Ketchup. But maybe I'm the one who doesn't know anything. Not maybe. I'm one who doesn't know anything. Nice. Thank you, Ketchup. That's cool. Okay, Alex in California on the line here. Alex, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Hey, am I coming in clearly?
You are. You're coming in okay.
Walking my pit bull, so if there's any wind, I'll stop.
A dog man, a dog handler, Alpha.
So yesterday, I just unplugged. I just went to my studio, did some videos, came back home, played video games, went to sleep, and I just woke up about an hour ago.
Nice. Well, I guess
I'm not going to sit at the edge of my couch and glued to the TV all stressed out, you know?
That sounds like a wise man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I woke up to some good news.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
did.
The first call I heard was May's, and she actually pretty much displayed the exact attitude that I thought the liberals were going to do, pretending that the right was going to be the ones who were going to be out in the streets destroying everything.
Yeah.
That's ever happened before.
I know, huh?
When in fact, like, directly affecting me, my studio is in San Jose, and I was pretty worried that they're going to start doing that. Let me stop. The freeway blocking stuff.
Yeah.
So it's never MAGA Trumpers doing that.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm happy today. I didn't think this was going to happen, but it's good.
Yeah, it is.
I think that they have a very irrational fear. All the stuff they're talking about, they're just too fearful and emotional. You're seeing it.
It's projection. They're accusing others of being what they are. They're accusing Trump and Trump supporters of being what they themselves are, dark and evil, hateful.
Yeah, like Maeve said, they can put their guns away and go back in the house. It's like, what? Like, none of us are out here with our guns, dude. Like, you guys are the ones who do the rioting.
That's true.
And I do say you guys because to me, Maeve and Joe, people like that, it's kind of like those mustache and nose and glasses mask. Like, we could tell you're a liberal.
Right.
Just wearing a little mask.
Yeah. So. Fair enough. They are part of the propagandists who are providing cover for the real violent people. So they're on the same side as the violent people. Yep.
Like, you brought up the women storming it from the abortion thing. Like, most people forget about that. So they've already done this twice.
Right.
We did it once. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Well, yeah, I don't have much to say. I just woke up, but I just wanted to.
Well, I'm glad to hear from you, and
we don't have to.
I like hearing a little bit of sense from how you're thinking and feeling about the situation.
Yeah, I had to wait and see building up, and then the day of, I'm just like, I don't even want to plug into this stuff today.
Right on.
Because everyone was really on edge. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I had butterflies in my stomach when I was about to go out to vote. Walk over next door to vote.
Yeah, you never know, some crazy liberal is going to shoot you or something.
Right. I had my Jesse Lee Peterson 2024 T-shirt on. Well, it was.
I'll let you end your show here.
I appreciate it, man. It's good to hear from you. Take care.
Yep.
Bye. See, there's some sensible people in beautiful California. And unfortunately, guys, I cannot get to the rest of the calls. Rick in Hampton, VA. The election. You're going to have to call back for Joelle Friday or American Anchor Baby Rit. Call to Joelle Friday. I'm not going to be able to get to you. Let me double check for any remaining super chats. Because Trump is a peacemaker, and it's time to bring peace to the Middle East, to the Ukraine. Shout out to Jake Huston. He gave me a great song, by the way. I'll have to show it to you later. It was an election day song. And show you how, or be an example of a man with peace of heart. Doesn't he seem like he has peace of heart? I think so. So, with that, adieu. It is Soul Junk. What day is it? Soul Junk Wednesday. Oh, that means I'm not going to be able to play the my usual whatever. Work Hard Wednesday. Okay. Adios, America. Joel Friday TV coming up next. Bye. I played this in January, I think. It's Christian. Peacemaker. Nice. Be peacemakers who sow in peace.
Go up against the powers that be if needs be, cause the power that is the I am lives in me. I open up my ears and heard the spirit speak, said I make your evil strong cause you put your love weak, but my love comes stronger than you know, so here we go. Holy Ghost moves in me, so I'ma say it so. There's a spirit speaking murder, murder, murder. There's a spirit speaking murder, murder, murder. Think I heard ya. Speaking murder, murder, murder. Think I heard ya. But now you're gonna hear me. Who am I? The MC, appointed of the Almighty to speak this rightly and drive these stakes deep dark in the heart of that deception. And those who squeal the loudest, they need the most correction. Understand, blood's been shed once for all, so now the ground don't cry out for blood no more.
Hey.
And MCs on the payroll with their murder metaphors need to deal with the literal resurrector. I'm a peacemaker. Say why bother? Time to bring the wake up like a hot pot of Java. Molten lava, pouring out for what I'm kicking. My style sickening, step off and let the plot thicken. Listen, who put the crit in your condition? Take 2 of these and then consult the physician. Line up the scoffers, give them documented healings. These fake Jimmy Hoppers find the bloodshed so appealing. Send them reeling with resurrection revealing. Spotlight gets stolen, no idea what I'm dealing, but I know you all feeling missionaries on a mission. Who are kick mathematics, use subtraction, I'm addition. Step right into the face of death and see its nerve switching. Cause I got no fear of what, got no ultimate position on me. Cause those the son that got us set free are free indeed.
Free indeed.
So let the ceremony proceed. Cause those the son that got us set free are free indeed. So let the ceremony proceed.
Can't we just get some Amy Grant for once? Amy Grant, who? This man is white, by the way. He's white. Glenn Galloway. Glenn Galaxy. Sweet. Joel Friday TV. Coming up next.
Trail towards Smuggler's Trail. It's about 145 feet to your next turn.
Pardon me. My phone talks to me. Terrible. I didn't know that. Oh, hey, I know where that is. I couldn't get there. That's Sacred Cove. It was blocked off. All right, guys, peace in the Middle East, like I said.
Head north on Olmsted Trail towards Smuggler's Trail. It's about 235 feet to your next turn.
Or at least in your hearts. Bye. What a mess. I didn't know I did that. Take care.